Hey, thanks for clicking on my video. Today is just going to be a yap session because there's a lot going on, and this video is specifically for Black women, my Black women followers and subscribers. And I know that I have a diverse subscriber list. So this video might not resonate with you. And if you leave anything rude in the comments, I'm just going to delete it anyway. So if you're not a Black woman or if you're not an ally to Black women, just skip over this video and maybe another video I do might pique your interest. But I want to talk about the current events that I've been seeing that impact specifically Black women. I want to talk about the Nicolandria hate. I want to talk about the way Black men are defending Doechii against Adin Ross. And then I want to talk about also black men are now having issues with their preferences. Their preferences are doing videos saying that they don't want to deal with Black men anymore. And then there was recently a video of a white woman beating up a Black man and yoking him up by his hair. And this is not this is going to be just like a yap session. This is going to be all over the place, but I'll try my best to keep it kind of in order or some type of structure, but I'm really just going off the dome. So I think the first thing I want to talk about is Olandria and Nic and the hate that has been escalating now. I'm sure you've all seen the threats to unalive them, allegedly, well, not alleged because everyone saw the text by now, the text thread about hiring a hitman and them being doxxed, and just not them, but all their friends and family getting doxxed and being threatened to have somebody come kind of get them in person or do something to them in person. And then from that, a lot of the feedback I've seen from it has been oh, people are so unwell. People are so parasocial. I don't know what it is about Love Island that people just can't let it go. It's just a reality show. These people are sick in the head. And I'm like, yes, that's true. But are we going to ignore the reason why people are upset? Like, yes, they're unwell. Yes, they're in psychosis. Yeah, they're obsessed. But there's a reason why. It's not just because all of them are mentally ill. And I don't think all of them are seriously actually mentally ill. I feel like we use that just to insult people and call them mentally ill. But I don't think all of them actually have a mental disorder. I think people are just angry. I think there are some people that are obsessive and have some type of mental issues going on, but I think people are just angry. They have low self-esteem and they're projecting all of their biases, their prejudices, and how they feel about themselves. They're projecting it onto Nic and Olandria. So I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of people saying "Oh, these people are just sick in the head." I think one of the people who are conspiring to potentially hurt Nic. I believe it was found out that it was a grown woman in her 30s or 40s, and she's a nurse or something like that. So it's not all children, it's not all teenagers. Their haters come from all different ages, and they're not all kids and they're not all mentally ill. These Some of these people in that group chat were grown adults with real jobs, like being a nurse, and they're involved in sending hate to these two 20 something year olds who are just beginning their career. So I think it's not just about the reality show and their faves didn't win or their faves are not getting the media attention. The issue is that Nic is an attractive white man. He's a model. He's 6'2", pretty eyes. He is the type of guy a lot of different women would want to be with. A lot of white women, a lot of non-black women. He's super attractive. He's a model, obviously, so he's above average in looks. And he chose to be with a dark skin, unambiguously black woman with black features. And that has shifted the desirability scales. So I feel like for me, what I'm seeing, I feel like when it's interracial couples, when it's a black man, I mean, I'm sorry, when it's a black woman and a white man, people don't really care if the couple is unattractive. Because, I mean, it's 2025, right? Or 2026. We see interracial couples all the time, but most people are average looking. So I feel like nobody cares when an average black woman is dating an average white guy, or even if no one cares if an unattractive, you know what I'm trying to say, like no one cares when a good looking black woman is with an unattractive white guy. Like they would not be getting hate if Nick was ugly. Like if Nick was less attractive, Olandria would not be getting hate. The hate is specifically coming from the fact that she's with a good looking white guy, and that's not acceptable. That's not like the norm. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm thinking about the first season of Love is Blind, where the only good couple that came out of that show. Well, not the only one. The first season of Love is Blind was really good and everybody was like obsessed with it, and it felt like really genuine. But I would say the most popular couple that came out of season 1 of Love is Blind was Lauren and Cameron, and everybody loved them. Everybody was rooting for them. Like there was like this whole big hate train. Like there was no hate train for them. Like they were literally America's sweethearts. And I think the reason was Cameron is an average looking white guy. Lauren Lauren is very beautiful, and she actually did modeling. She did some small time modeling, and she even models for like QVC, and she's attractive, and she's attractive. But at that time, Cameron, he was kind of nerdy. He was a science guy, and back then he was chubby. He's lost weight since then, but he was average looking. He was chubby and he was a science nerd. So a lot of white and non-black women were not checking for him, so they could root for Cameron and Lauren because he is not the ideal white guy that those other women would want. So they had no problem cheering on Lauren and Cameron because in their love story. And the fact that also there wasn't kind of like a non-black woman involved in their love. There was no love triangle. But I don't know. There was no love triangle, so that kind of plays a factor into why Nicolandria is getting hate and Lauren Cameron didn't get hate. But I really think the main reason is because Cameron was average looking, and no one cares when a black woman is with an average white guy. But now this is shifting the paradigm that Olandria is actually with a very attractive, desirable model white guy. We don't see that being pushed in the media that often. I mean, and yeah, we see it in real life. We see it with like micro influencers and stuff on social media. Yeah, we see it on social media, but we don't really see that like in the public eye. You usually see like a black woman with like either like an average looking white guy or a white guy that's like really old, or or we just see two average looking people, but we don't really see in like the spotlight being on like a super attractive black woman being with a super attractive white guy. I don't think we've ever really seen that. Maybe like the only thing I can think of was like David Bowie and Iman, but I don't even think sorry, I don't even think David Bowie was even considered like super attractive. He kind of like was androgynous. He like wore makeup. He was more of like a rock star. So I guess he was desirable because he was a rich rock star, but he wasn't seen as like super attractive. So I don't know. I don't think in my lifetime, I don't think I've ever seen like a super attractive model white guy with a super attractive dark skinned black woman, and everybody is losing their minds over it. It's not just about these people being mentally ill, because with that, it's kind of changed that desirability hierarchy. And I think more people are talking about that now, but that's for a long time that's kind of been like a taboo topic. And seeing Olandria getting picked by Nick over someone who is racially ambiguous and politically sits higher up than Olandria on the desirability scale of women. Because I think this is now it's common knowledge because of like Manosphere and all their disgusting talking points. But according to what I've seen from the Manosphere, they said that white women, as far as desirability, white women are on the top, then Asian women, then light skinned Latinas, then dark skinned Latinas, and then black women at the bottom. That's what they said. So black women, especially dark skinned black women, are supposed to be at the very, very bottom of the desirability scale. And Nic chose Olandria over the, what's she, Puerto Rican and Mexican, I believe Sierra, who's Puerto Rican and Mexican with looser texture hair, right? And lighter skin than Olandria got picked over her, and that has shaken people. Because also on Love Island, people pick their favorites with who they identify with. So like all the Latina girlies, or all the mixed race girlies, or the racially ambiguous girlies, they probably maybe identified with Sierra. So they were kind of like projecting themselves onto Sierra, and maybe Sierra was their favorite, and they cannot. And if, especially if they look like her, right? Now they're taking it personal because they've projected themselves onto Sierra, and now in their head they're thinking, oh my God, a dark skinned black girl got picked over me. This is ridiculous. This would never happen to me in real life. And that's like what's fueling the anger. Like, and it's like to them, I feel like they're trying to make this right. Like, oh, if Nic didn't pick the lighter skinned woman, there must be something wrong with him. Let's try to rip him apart and find what's wrong with him. Like we have to correct this injustice that was done to us because the dark skinned black woman was picked over us. Like, and that's what they're digging. Like there has to be something wrong with him as to why he didn't pick the Latina over the black girl. And I don't know. And I don't like, and then like we say love is love, but the past few years people are so obsessed with like hierarchy and who's better than who and whose features are better than who. And we can dismiss and say, oh, it's always been like that, but love should come first. Like, isn't that what the gay slogan is? Love is love. So if like, if supporting the queer community, we understand love is love, how come we can't support black women, or take that slogan and also apply it to race and interracial relationships? Like love is love. Why do we have to get upset because someone who's not the societal preference actually got picked by a desirable black man, I mean desirable white man? This is just so like exhausting. But I hope that made sense. Like I hope that made sense. I just feel like I don't know if people are just really ignorant or people are obtuse, but I'm just kind of tired of people seeing I'm kind of tired of seeing people say like, "Oh, I don't understand why these people are acting like this. Why is everyone so mad at Nicolandria? They didn't do anything." Well, I just told you why they're mad, because their construct of how they see the world and who should get picked and who shouldn't just got ruined, and now they're fearing for their lives. Not literally, but now they're fearing that in real life, oh my God, a dark-skinned black woman could potentially get picked over me. Like I actually have to compete with dark-skinned black women. Like this is unfair. It's the world is not supposed to be like this. Like that's why they're going through this psychosis. um I don't know, I hope that made sense. And then next I want to talk about Doechii. I want to talk about Doechii and Adin Ross. So apparently, Aiden Ross is this white um, Hebrew small hat guy who is a streamer. I guess he's young. He's in his 20s, I think. And he has some type of one sided vendetta against Doechii. Like, he just calls her out her name, calls her the B word, calls her like all these names. And Doechii don't know this man. They've never actually had an interaction with each other, but he just picked Doechii to pick on because I feel like she's an easy target because she's a dark skinned black woman rapper. And yeah, there's other black rappers, but right now, like who are the most popular female rappers? And she's like the darkest one out of all of them. So I feel like he kind of picked her because she's like an easy target. And yeah, he's just done so many videos like calling her out her name for really like no reason. It's like it almost looks like he has like Tourette's. It's like he just brings up Doechii and starts like cursing her out for no reason. Mind you, Doechii don't even know him. He like Doechii never. It's not a personal. Doechii never did nothing to him. Doesn't know nothing about him. And even to this day, probably I don't think she's even said his name. I think she did a song about like haters, talking about haters in general, but she never said his name. But now Black men are coming out to defend Doechii against Aiden Ross, which sounds good, but it was Black men that made Aiden Ross comfortable with dissing Black women in the first place. Black men have been on the internet for over 20 years talking crap about Black women and dark skinned women. It didn't even start with Twitter. Back in the Black Planet and MySpace days, Black men were talking about how light skinned girls are better than dark skinned girls and that they don't like darkies. And then once more of them started getting access to other races of women, they started dating more like white women or just any other non-Black women. Then like now they're just saying like uh Black women as a whole are bad and they only like white women or they only like Latinas or they only like Asians or whoever. So Black men have been on the internet doing it for a very, very long time with this whole Black manosphere thing. And people the popular names for like manospheres like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, all that stuff. But I'm talking specifically about like the Black manosphere. They've been on YouTube and they've been on social media for a very long time, like at least 2 decades, maybe even more, talking crap about how horrible Black women are. I'm talking about Tommy Sotomayor. I'm talking about what's his name, O'Shea Duke or something. I don't even listen to these dudes like that, but I think his Obsidian something, O'Shea Duke something. Who else? David Carroll. Um, Fresh and Fit is the biggest one and the grossest one. Was Angry Man like, and the way I even learned about all these podcasts was really during COVID. During 2020 and 2021, I was on YouTube heavy. I'm still on YouTube heavy, but because of COVID, I was on YouTube even heavier. And just as a viewer, I wasn't doing content at this time. I was just a consumer at this time. And my homepage, literally my homepage was just video after video of Black men, and the title of the video would be Black women this, Black women this, black. It was like all videos bashing Black women. That was like my whole home video page. And it's not like I even watched those type of videos like that because I think the algorithm was different back then. I used to watch like, what's her name? Cynthia G, and maybe some other like Chrissy, and maybe other Black women's empowerment. But I really never watched like all those podcasts, all of those like Black podcast bros who were just talking crap about women. I never watched that. I never even clicked on those videos, but I would see like all the videos and I would see like the headlines of what they were talking about. And then like the Black women creators that I followed, like they would do like reaction videos to the stuff that these Black manosphere people were saying and stuff. So that's how I kind of learned about how like all the nasty stuff that they've been talking about. So shout outs to like all the big Black women creators. Like that's how I learned about that whole segment of Black men. But anyway, so Aiden Ross looks up to the Sneakos, the academics, the Fresh and Fit, like all those men are guys who have verbally abused Black women over the years, and that's who Aiden Ross hung out with. And now Black men are turning around to try to check Aiden Ross when y'all taught him how to hate on Black women. Like he got that from you. And then they're saying, oh, he shouldn't be saying the N word, that Aiden Ross said the N word, and that Aiden Ross told another white guy it's okay for him to say the N word. But it was you, Black men, who started calling white men the N word first. Like, y'all would always give people the N word pass. Like y'all would always like if it was some white boy that you like and you was dick riding him, y'all would let him say the N word. Like y'all taught him that. Y'all Black men are the ones who taught white boys that like, oh, as long as we're friends, we can both say the N word to each other. That's where he learned it from. Like Aiden Ross didn't make this shit up on his own. All his behavior, he literally looks up to black men. He's literally imitating black men. He's literally just a mirror of what black men have been doing over the past 20 years. And he is a friggin' internet troll, so he spends a lot of time. He was literally raised by degenerate black men on the internet. And Aiden Ross is just mirroring back to the black men what they've taught him over the past 2 decades. And now black men are turning around saying, oh, Aiden Ross shouldn't say the N-word. Like, miss me with that shit. Like, okay, yeah, on the surface, it seems cool that black men are defending Doechii. But it just feels weird when I know that those same black men were bashing women for the past 20 years. And then if the black men who 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 are now standing up for Doechii are not the same black men that were bashing black women, these are also the same men that stayed quiet while other black men were bashing black women. And I know that for a fact because I was heavy in this black women's empowerment space, and there was no one black guy that was really like uplifting black women. Maybe I could say, what's that guy who cheated on his wife? Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson was the only one who verbally was uplifting black women, but he was pandering and he was basically cheating on his wife the whole time. And then he got this wife that's like this good girl, Christian, modest woman, and then he was cheating on her with the big booty baddie with the lashes and the wigs and stuff like that. So he was just a grifter, like. And he never, and honestly, I don't even remember him ever really going up against the black men that were hating on black women. Like, he would just do his own videos saying how much he loved black women, but I don't remember him actually going to black men's podcasts and checking anybody. Like, where were the black men who were literally going to the other black men's podcasts and checking them about talking about black women? That was not happening. Y'all allowed black men to say whatever they wanted about black women, and you just sat there quietly and silently because you didn't want to be called a simp. And now those same, I don't know, weak ass niggas are now coming out talking about, oh, now these weak ass niggas are jumping Aiden Ross. I don't give a fuck about Aiden Ross, but I'm just saying it's just hypocritical. It's just hypocritical. Because where were y'all back in 2020 when black women were getting bashed every single day online? There's black men who build whole millions of followers, whole friggin' empires by just hating on black women. Like built like huge channels, huge following, and literally 99% of their content every single day they would come on the internet just to talk shit about black women and dehumanize us and just break us down. And it's like, where were y'all? Now all of a sudden a white man that y'all raised, Aiden Ross is y'all sons. Aiden Ross is Aiden is your son. Aiden is the son of the black degenerate men that have been on the internet. Now y'all coming back here to defend her against your son, Aiden Ross, that learned from you. I don't know. It just does not feel sincere. I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel sincere. I also feel like there's this new trend. I feel like it's just trend. It's like a new trend that black men are now all of a sudden saying that they want black women and they're defending black women. This is like very new. And when I say new, like 2025 was like the first time I was really seeing that on YouTube and social media about black men defending black women. I was not seeing that before 2025. And I feel like it's a trend. And I also don't think it's genuine because I feel like the only reason why black men are now sticking up for black women is because other races of men have been dating black women and having successful relationships with black women. Easy example, Serena Williams. She's been having a great marriage with her husband Alexis Ohanian, and then her white husband even went on ESPN and checked that bald-headed black man, Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith was another black man who was always talking shit about black women. He was always talking shit about Serena, and Alexis went up there and checked his ass, and boy was mute. So like people like that, like I think black men have seen that there's been a lot of white men or non-black men who have been getting into relationships with black women, and those relationships have been successful. And I think I also think Love Island had a role to play in changing people's perceptions of black women. But specifically, I do think Love Island had a way of changing black men's perception of black women, because they've been on the internet for so many years saying black women are undesirable. Nobody wants a black woman. Black women are the bottom of the barrel. But we saw in 2025 on Love Island USA, we saw two dark-skinned baddie black women. Number one, Shelly. Shelly was the most desired woman in the villa, period. She had the most guys checking for her. She had Ace, she had Austin, she had Charlie, and then at Casa Amor, she had Zach, the white Zach, who stood on her circle, and then she had Chris. She had five, throughout the whole season, she had five guys who, openly showed interest to her. No other woman on the show had that. And she is a dark skinned black woman. So that really lifted kind of like black women's image. And now you can't say, oh, black women are the least desirable. We literally saw a dark skinned black woman on national TV having five guys checking for her, and the other non-black women didn't have that many men checking for them. That's number one. Number two, Olandria. Even though Olandria did not get treated well in the house because of Taylor and Ace, and also she was a bit closed off because there were guys like the Asian Zach. He was checking for her, but she was kind of like closed off. So even though she didn't have that much success, like during her time, most of her time in the villa, but then when it came to the end, she got picked by Nick, who is technically the most desirable white guy of the whole season. So the best looking white guy on the show picked Olandria and is still with her to this day. So how can you say that black women in right now in today's age, how can you say black women are the least desirable and the least liked when Shelly had the most men in general? Shelly had the most men checking for her, and then Olandria had the best looking white guy checking for her and is still with him today. So like, you sound now if you come on the internet and say nobody likes black women, you look stupid. That literally just kind of ended that whole conversation about black women being unwanted. Now what can they say? Now they want to jump on the bandwagon and defend black women. It just does not feel real. And it's just so weird. Like, why do black men, why do they need to wait for black women to get validation from other groups of men before y'all start treating black women right? Y'all are weird and weak for that. And then also Nicolandria got a lot of love while they were in the villa. Like, they're getting hate now, but also like those Love Island watch parties, they were going like viral, and those watch parties were going viral, and it was a whole bunch of people cheering for Olandria and Nick. People of all races were cheering for them. And I think black men saw that and they were like, oh shit, we were wrong. Black women aren't the most like undesirable, or people actually do like black women and want to see, black women be loved, like judging by all the people who were kind of like cheering for them. People of all races were supporting Nick and Olandria and their entire love story. So like, there's no way you can come back on the internet and say nobody wants a black woman, because there's so many positive images of black women being treated right or getting their love story in the media, from Love Island to Serena and Venus Williams to Eve, now even Sierra with Russell Wilson, and then Megan Thee Stallion with Clay. Oh, that. So like now, like there's a lot of black women being loved on the media right now. So like all those old talking points don't really work anymore. And it's so funny, the people that the Black Manosphere hated, they hate Megan Thee Stallion. Oh my God, the way they dragged this woman who got shot. Oh my God. And how they talked about her, her Smex life, and that she's a 304, that she's this, and everybody had her. She's a pass around. Yet she's getting loved on. she's, she's looking good. She's looking soft and feminine. She's like giggling like a little girl. And even Clay can't stop smiling. Like they genuinely look happy. Like that looks real 100%. She got that man doing Michael Jackson moves in the closet. Like that boy in love. And the Black Manosphere hates to see it because everything that they said about Black women over the decades are getting completely disrupted right now. Now, all of those negative talking points around Black women, you literally look insane if you keep saying that, because we just have too many positive examples. So I don't know. Did Black men really turn around and change their tune, or are they just following the bandwagon of what's popular? Yeah, I'm not feeling it. And then also the preferences that have come out there, there have been quite a few different non-Black women who've come to the internet saying, being with a Black man is difficult and they don't want to date Black men anymore. And most recently, apparently Black men are getting beat up in their relationships with white women. I don't know. I don't know what the details of what's going on with that particular video, but now if they're seeing Black men, if they're seeing that their preferences are beating them up, and then also coming to the internet saying they don't want to be with Black men anymore, obviously what are they gonna do? They're gonna come crawling back, trying to be nice to Black women again, because your preference doesn't want you anymore. They had their fun, they had their experiment, they're over it, and now they want to come back to Black women because they see other races of men treating Black women well. Now they want to come back. It just doesn't feel sincere. It just doesn't feel right, and I don't want Black women to fall for it. Like, don't fall for this trope. Like, I feel like we just need to keep our standards high. I feel like the past couple of years, like Black women have been getting enlightened. They've been choosing themselves first. They've been choosing themselves over Black men. Like, keep doing that. Keep putting yourself first. Keep uplifting yourself. And then, like, vet these men regardless of races. Keep your options open. Like, pick the best man for the job. Like, just because Black men they decided for whatever reason, that to me that doesn't seem sincere, that they want to come back to Black women, they're not all of a sudden your king. You know what I mean? They don't have to be your first choice. They don't have to be your king just because now they changed their mind and now they want to be all of a sudden be nice to Black women. So like, I would be very, very wary. If Black men want to change their tune and start being nice to Black women now, all of a sudden, that's fine. But we can still, keep our eye on them, vet them, do our homework, keep our standards up. Don't just be easy just because they're Black and that your king has come on home. No, I don't want to see that. We've been talking about mammying for all these years, that we're not mammying, we're not coddling Black men anymore. We're not, we've burned the cape and all that. Don't put that cape back on just because you see a few Black men, supporting Doechii against Aiden Ross. Because a lot of them are just using Aiden Ross for content too. Like, there's so many videos, even just like on YouTube, there's so many videos of Black men, ripping into Aiden Ross, which is fine. I don't mind that, but it sounds like a new grift, because before their grift was bashing Black women. Now their grift is getting on white men, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But I think that's all I wanted to just get off my chest. Don't fall for it, Black women. Keep doing what we've been doing and protecting ourselves, having strong boundaries, standards, and expectations. And we don't have to go back to being mammies just because Black men are now saying that they like us all of a sudden just because other people like us. That's not real. That's not genuine. They have to prove it by their actions and time. They need to change their behavior for like years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be a pattern over years, not just like, can't just flip this switch and like forget all the Black woman bashing that they did, uplifting Kevin Samuels and all people like that. Like,
I'm never gonna forget. I'm never gonna forget, and I hope Black women, you don't forget um, how they publicly mistreated us and bashed us all over the internet for decades. Apologies for the hand clapping towards the end, and that this video is like really unpolished as far as the audio, but I really wanted to give my real, raw, honest thoughts. So that was just kind of like a download on what I've been thinking lately. If you like what I had to say and you think more people should hear it, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe so that it can push the video into the algorithm so more people can see it. This is Soft and Spicy. Thanks for listening. Bye.